I just want to say, if the audio is bad, I'm using this microphone. It was a cheap microphone, so you don't hear all this stuff that's around my house right now. So, I'm just going to use this for videos from now on. So if it sucks, let me know. Alright, so this question has been on my mind for quite a while. And if you guys are OG subscribers, you know I used to make Fortnite content. But the question of this is, what happened to Fortnite? How did this game become to the most beloved game in history to the most hated game in the world? Content creators started to quit the game. Laserbeam, Fearless, Fresh, C-Day, just to name a couple. What happened? To see what happened, we need to go all the way back in time to the year 2017 where it all started. The year is 2017. On July 25th of 2017, Fortnite Save the World came out in early access. It was a complete flop, but a new genre of game started to come up, called PUBG. It was a battle royale. Epic Games saw this and they made the game we all know today called Fortnite Battle Royale. Now it's just called Fortnite. The Battle Royale was a complete hit, over 20 million players in the first month. October 26, 2017, Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 1 came out. It was a fun time to be a Fortnite fan. They added Gold Trooper, Skull Trooper, Halloween themed items. Overall, it was just a fun time. Nobody knew how to build. That leads us into our next topic, Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 2. Fortnite introduced the Battle Pass. They copied it from Call of Duty, from the research I did. Now Season 2 of Fortnite was fun to play. Top tier skin was Black Knight. It was pretty cool. Nowadays, Fortnite tries too hard with the tier 100 skin. That's the problem I have. It's just like Laserbeam said in that one video. The problem that he has with the skin is they try too hard with it. I'll play the video right now.
Tier 100 skin. My issue with the tier 100 skins is they try too hard. What happened to skins like the Black Knight?
Now we move on to Chapter 1, Season 3, where they introduced 100 tiers. And the main skin, Tier 100 skin, was John Wick, Fortnite's version of John Wick. Technically the Reaper. That was the name of it. And then we move on to Chapter 1, Season 4. Based off of superheroes. They were filming a movie on the map. But not too bad. Season, by the way, which was a great season, by the way. And then we have the wrong way. And then we went the wrong way. I started in Chapter 1, Season 5. Chapter 1, Season 5, people called the Break of OG. And then we move on to Chapter 1, Season 6. Chapter 1, Season 6. I'm going to give you my personal thoughts about it. It's not in the script. Chapter Food Fight. Great LTM. Umbrella. Great. And then we're going to move on to Chapter 1, Season 7. Epic, what were you thinking? Planes? Other stuff? No. I personally never got a win that season, but I was playing on an iPad, so I didn't get wins until chapter 2. The planes were annoying. Weapons. But it was a pretty fun time to play the game. And then we move on to chapter 2, season 8, which is personally one of my favorite seasons. The tier 100 skin sucked, but I think Blackheart should have been the tier 100 skin. Because he is turned into a nobody. Into someone. You know, like small content creators. They turn into their nobodies, and then when they get famous, they're big. Now we go into chapter 1, season 9, where they vaulted the pump shotgun. I was personally never good with the pump shotgun. I made a couple videos with it, but I never really hit 200 pumps because I never go for the head. Because I just play the game for fun. I'm not a competitive player. Epic had no idea what they were doing with chapter 1, season 9. They added John Wick to the game, so we had a John Wick. Now we go into one of the possibly worst seasons in Fortnite history, and that is chapter 1, season X. People say is supposedly the best season, the best battle pass. OG skins mixed with newer skins. Great concept, right? Yes. But then they did something we never expected. They added an overpowered mech. I personally stopped playing till chapter 2. That brings us to possibly the worst season in Fortnite, the mechs. Still brings nightmares to this day. Let's move on to Fortnite chapter 2. And let's never talk about season X. Chapter 2, the downfall. Now when chapter 2 released, everybody was excited. It felt like a brand new game. Fortnite was back. It was actually good again. Until they delayed after delay after delay after delay after delay. It was delayed for almost 6 months. I remember to this day, from October 19th of 2019 to February 22 of 2020. Really bad timing. That's 5.5 months. They came out with chapter 2 season 2. I personally never played it, but I heard that it was good. That season was also delayed for almost 5 months. People got bored of it. But a lot of good content came out of it. Look at Laserbeam. He made sitting in a chair possibly the best piece of content ever. Pretty interesting. Now we go on to chapter 2 season 3. Possibly the best season in Fortnite history. They added the charge shotgun. I started to get wins. A lot of wins because nobody knew how to use the charge shotgun. Because that gun takes skill. You have to charge it up. You have to be good at geometry. You have to know the angles that you do. It's a complex gun, but once you get the hang of it, you know how to use it. I will never forget the amount of content Epic put into that season. Then we go to chapter 2 season 4. Marvel. That's when I became... Well, I was already a Marvel fan, but that's when I became a big Marvel fan. Like, I knew Spider-Man, I knew Iron Man, I knew the Avengers, I just didn't really care about the movies. And then something clicked. I'm like, oh my gosh. I like Marvel a lot now. Not because it was in one of my favorite games. Because I realized what they did was really good during the pandemic. But the pandemic did ruin Fortnite. So, that kind of sucked. Now, the amount of content that they put in that game for Chapter 2, Season 4 was unbelievable. All the mythics, the fact that there was more than one mythic on the map, besides Iron Man and Doctor Doom. Those were the only two mythics that weren't duplicated. But you get Groot, She-Hulk. I will never forget it. Fun times. And then we move on to Chapter 2, Season 6. Wait, no, Season 5. I'm not going to talk much about Chapter 2, Season 5. Didn't like it. Created content on it. I think I created content in Chapter 2, Season 5. Yeah, I did. That's when I first started creating Fortnite content. But I never really liked it. I didn't think bounties were like a good fit for Fortnite. And then we move on to Chapter 2, Season 6. Possibly one of the worst seasons ever in Fortnite history. This season sucked. I'm so happy Epic chose to add regular guns into that Season 2. If Epic adds those makeshift guns into Battle Royale again, I'm done. I'm not going to play the game anymore. Not like I barely play the game now. But the makeshift guns were really bad. If you went up to somebody with a primal shotgun or a pump shotgun and you had a makeshift pump, you're dead. There's nothing you can do. The pump did 200. The prime shotgun did 200 damage in like 1 second. There's nothing you can do. Chapter 2, Season 7 with the aliens. Another banger season. That's when I met, I don't know if Holy Pickle's watching this, but that's when I met Holy Pickle. And bro, if you're watching this, it was a blast playing with you. Playing the game with you. It was so fun. Loads of content in Chapter 2, Season 7. It was a blast. And then we move on to Chapter 2, Season 8. Exciting. Pump shotguns. Charge shotguns. It was an exciting time. Then they ended Chapter 2 with moving on to Chapter 3. Now, if we go on to Chapter 3, that was Fortnite's prime again. Fortnite in its second prime. Fortnite wasn't prime in Chapter 3 though. It was prime in its prime for the first 2 seasons. And then they rolled out with Chapter 3, Season 3. That sucked. But we go on to Chapter 3, Season 1. What wasn't there to like about it? New map, Spider-Man, new guns, fresh gameplay. I know I got off topic. I talked about Chapter 3, Season 3, and then I went back to Chapter 3, Season 1. We don't talk about the rest of Chapter 3. But they removed building. That is what got me to kind of stop playing. But anyway, not the point of the video. The season was really quick at making content. We move on to Chapter 3, Season 4. Great. Loved all the guns. Made tons of content on it. And then we got a new map, the Chapter 4 map. Now, I called my video Season Ugly because the map was ugly. And I cursed a lot in there. Now Chapter 4 released. I hated this. I didn't play Chapter 4 much. I really disliked it. I'm not going to talk about Chapter 4. I'm not going to talk about Chapter 4. As soon as Epic saw that their game was dying, they decided to bring back OG Fortnite, which was the first day it peaked at 2.3 million players in my region, NA West. And that was crazy. It was fun, it was exciting, new updates, new maps, good trailers. And then something crazy happened. They released Chapter 5. Chapter 5 sucked. Fortnite Chapter 5. Let's be honest. The sniper. I can't remember the name of the sniper. They added so many snipers to the game. I think it was the Falcon Eye sniper. It was a good sniper. It was easy to hit headshots. I personally wasn't good with it, but when I hit the headshots, it was very satisfying. That's when I stopped making content on the game. Chapter 5 Season 2. I released a couple videos on it, but I moved on to LEGO content, which is what I enjoy doing. Chapter 5 was a big mess. Now we move on to Chapter 6. Chapter 6 released. They released Fortnite OG again. It wasn't a big hit as Epic thought. Chapter 6 of Fortnite definitely was interesting, with all the massive and with all the Oni masks. And as a Christian, I believe I shouldn't have played it. Chapter 6 of Fortnite fam. I enjoyed it. And now we go to the current season that we're in. The mini season with The Simpsons. I personally enjoy this season. And I think the loophole in this season is good. I'm not going to make videos on it. I play it on stream a couple of times. But the season is fun. Now, to answer your question, what happened to Fortnite? All claims, all the collabs, all the changes, the lack of guns, gone. The lack of fun, gone. Nobody wants to play because the game isn't fun. Fortnite, Epic Games. It's like you're running out of ideas. Add collabs. You're filming the game. It's basically a money grab at this point. Original stuff is what people want. That's what I want. I want original stuff. I want the storyline back. The Simpsons season is not what I expected though on launch. I thought it was going to be on the Chapter 6 map and then we're going to put some Springfield stuff in there. I didn't expect it to be actually Springfield. Anyway, all the guns that made Fortnite fun, almost said Fortnite. That's what Bart did in the trailer. He called it Fortnite. All of the guns that were in there, gone. All the fun items, gone. What can Epic do to fix this? Bring back normal guns that people like. Stop adding new pump shotguns that are only 4 shots. Hey, maybe if you bring back the charged shotgun, I'll start making content on the game again. Probably not. I don't play the game enough. Anyway, thank you for watching.